Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shataria here at Chicago Branch Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Coming at you with another lesson. But before we get started, we're going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders here at Great Millstone who rule well. Honors to the hopeful elect. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity, the speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Healthy Barakatha. And to the Akwaf, and those of you out there listening and learning, Shalom and Barakatha to you also. UFOs are UAPs, unidentified flying objects, are unidentified aerial phenomenons. Okay, well, despite, or contrary to popular belief, these are the chariots of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Okay, Esau, Edom, the elites, they know what they are and they know who they are. Okay, but these UFOs and these UAPs are in actuality the chariots of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay? And these are the chariots that will deliver us this time, okay? Because the ark, okay, when he destroyed the earth the first time and destroyed it and cleansed it by way of water, he had Noah build an ark, okay? Well, these chariots are the spiritual arks this time, which are going to deliver us out of this destruction that's about to come, okay? Out of the wrath, okay? Because he is clearly angry with this place, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and he's about to destroy this place, okay? And these UFOs are these UAPs, okay? They are the spiritual arcs this time, which will deliver us, all right? Now, again, contrary to popular belief, everybody's not going this time, okay? 2/3 of our people will be destroyed, and the heathen are definitely gonna be destroyed, okay? All right? And all those who don't be destroyed will be put into captivity, okay? Mainly those international banking elites, okay? Those global banking elites, all right? Who have, built so-called bunkers to hide from the destruction. Underwater cities, okay, which the Leviathan talks about that in Isaiah 27 chapter. The Leviathan is going to get everything down there. And, caves, hills, they going to do everything to hide. But ain't no running, ain't no hiding, okay? Like that record in the Warriors, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. But his elect, the 1/3 of Israel, and the Akwaf and children that make up the 1/3 of Israel are going to be delivered, okay, through those UFOs, through those UAPs, those spiritual arcs, okay, those chariots of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Let's go here because, like I say, Esau, they have you thinking these things are UFOs, UAPs, and Job 13:4, we already know, ye are forgers of lies, physicians of no value, but we want Zechariah 13, and we want Zechariah 13:8 and 9. And it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Okay, and I will bring the third part through the fire, okay, and refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, okay, and it's not Jeezy Rice, all right, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God, okay? You see what I'm talking about? He should say they are his people. One more time, contrary to popular belief, okay? He's not coming back to save everybody, despite what you think, what you've been told. The only ones he's coming back to save is Israel, okay? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? Those are who the ones he's coming back for, okay? All right, so because UFOs and UAPs, you know, let's talk about them, okay? Unidentified aerial phenoms, or unidentified flying objects, whatever you want to call them, you're about to see a lot of strange stuff happening, all right? And it's a lot of things happening in the heavens right now. And you're about to see a lot of things happening right on Earth, whether it be Project Blue Beam, the weather, they fire up that HARP, their HARP technology, etc. And it'll be a weather phenom. If it's not a weather phenom, if it's some kind of phenom or anything like that, it's cause this devil has just, he's running out of time, okay? It's not much time left, all right? And they're not gonna make it. 2/3 of our people are not gonna make it. So, you know, the heathens are definitely not gonna make it, despite, you know, contrary to popular belief. Let's go here real quick. Revelation 12:12, and Revelation 12:12 reads, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. See, these Edomites' time is running out, all right? And Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, is, you know, about to destroy this place, okay? He's about to wreak havoc on this place. And he's going to do that because wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, okay? All right? Let's go here. Let's go here. Let me come out this app and go into my singing app. All right. And let's get this here, 2nd Esdras. And we want 2nd Esdras. And we want 15:5. And it says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues, okay, upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. This is what's coming, Israel, all right? This is what's coming down the pipeline. And these UFOs, these UAPs, these are the spiritual arcs that's going to save us this time, all right? And they ain't going to save, like I say, 2/3 of Israel are going to be cut off, only 1/3 therein will be called. When he delivered us out of the hands of the Egyptians, he took all Israel out as a whole. But everybody not riding out with him this time. And despite what you've been told, despite what you believe, he's only taking Israel, okay? These other nations aren't going, all right? It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. So they just blatantly don't care nothing about Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Okay? They don't want to keep his laws, his statutes, his commandments. They want to do what they want to do. You know, they want to be homosexuals, sodomites. They want to be pedophiles, messing with little boys and little girls. Okay, they want to eat all manner of abomination. Okay, they want to bow down to graven images. This place is full of wickedness, rape, rob. They want to kill everybody. That's why he's coming back to destroy this place. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise. See, they do this on a daily basis, hourly basis, okay? Wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth out unto me, and the souls of the just complain continuously, all right? And that's going into that Ezekiel 9:4. We'll more than likely pull that up before we close this lesson out, okay? Because those who, complain about the wickedness like righteous Job did, who are vexed by this here thing that's going down, he says, place a mark on those men's head, okay? All right, so that's that the why, and they'll be, they'll be redeemed. They won't be messed with when that death angel come down and take care of his business, all right? Lord will we be them men, and we be found worthy and be on these UFOs that I'm talking about, these UAPs that I'm talking about, okay? So, he's going to destroy this place. He says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous cry unto me, and the souls of the just complain continuously, okay? So, man, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, he's what you might call coming back on a seek and destroy mission. He's coming back to seek out his elect from which he scattered us, okay? And he's coming back to pass judgment on this place, okay? He's coming back to destroy this place, okay? And everybody is not getting on those UFOs, okay? Everybody is not getting on those chariots. You see, they call them, give them these names, but again, they are really the chariots of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and that's our deliverance. Those are the spiritual arcs which are going to save us this time, okay? All right. Let's go here real quick. Let's get Revelation. Let's get Revelation, and let's get Revelation 18. And Revelation 18, and we're going to start about 4, okay? And it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her, it says, not of her plagues, okay? for her sins have reached unto the heaven, and God have remembered her iniquity. All right, it says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works in the cup which she had filled to her double, okay? Filled to her double. So again, this is a seek and destroy mission, all right? Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is coming back to redeem his elect from where he scattered us, and he's coming back to destroy this place, all right? And you got a lot of people, 2/3. Oh, he's not a God like that. You don't know. He's a God of war, all right? Again, we're about to see a lot of strange shit happen. It's a lot of things happening already in the heavens. And right now, you're about to see a lot of things happening right here on earth. Again, whether it be Project Blue Beam, they find up the heart, okay? Weather phenom, it don't matter, because Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay? The God of Sabaoth, the God of armies. And when it says Sabaoth, talks about that in the book of James. That's the God of armies. Yahweh Shai and his heavenly hosts, his heavenly armada, are making their way back to earth as we speak, all right? And a lot of these people, they think he's only coming for a group of people, all right? And that's his elect. That's Israel, okay? Let's go here real quick. Let's get John. Let's grab John, and let's grab John 3:16, okay? John 3:16. All right, John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Okay? For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but the world through him might be saved. Okay? Now, what we need is the definition of world, okay? W-O-R-L-D, and that definition says, one, it says the earth, together with all its, countries. Two says a region or group of people or countries. And three says another planet, okay, like Earth, all right? And that's that. Hey, that four says a particular period of history or government. Bingo. That's what we want to talk about right there, number 4, because every 250, 260 years or so, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, he brings down one kingdom that was ruling in wickedness, okay, and gives another kingdom, and he brings up another kingdom, okay? All right, and that's going into that statue on Daniel, all right? He's been doing this. We were in the hands of the Egyptians, all right, and he delivered us out of that captivity, okay? We were in Babylonian captivity, all right? We were in Greek captivity, okay, the Hellenization period, and you have a lot of Israelite foreigners through that, all right, who will be delivered as well. And then, Lord will, some of those will be delivered also, okay. Some of his elect are in there, okay. Those Israelite foreigners, all right. The Greek captivity, the Egyptian captivity, the Babylonian captivity, all right. The Egyptian, the Babylonian, the Greek, okay. We had the Greek captivity. We had the Egyptian captivity, which was the first one. We had the Babylonian captivity, okay. We had the Greek captivity. We had the Roman captivity, okay. All right, so those are just a few Those are the captivities that he's delivered us out of, okay? All right, and it's a couple, the Greek captivity, the Roman captivity, okay, the Babylonian captivity, okay, and the Persian captivity. That's the one I'm missing. The water Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, that Medo-Persian Empire, that Persian captivity also, okay? So every 250, 260 years, he brings one of these kingdoms down and he sets up another one. But we're at the end now. This kingdom here, Babylon, aka America, which is a emulation of that Roman Empire, because everything it does, it emulates the Roman Empire. This is Rome 2.0, okay? And it's also spiritual Egypt. All those plagues that I'm talking about is telling you, okay, right there again. Let's go back to this revelation, okay? Let's get this revelation, okay? And we want this Revelation 18, okay, and 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive none of her plagues. And this is going into us being beamed up on those chariots of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, those UFOs, so to speak, those UAPs, so to speak. And this is what this is going into, this Revelation 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, okay? Let's get Revelation 15 now. 15, okay, and 1. It says, and I saw another sign in heaven. See, it's a lot of things happening, like I said at the top of the lesson, in heavens. And you're about to see a lot of strange shit happening right here on the earth also. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. And these plagues are reminiscent to the same plagues that destroyed ancient Egypt. And this is spiritual Egypt, okay? This place goes by a lot of things. It's Rome 2.0, Babylon, but it's AKA America. He's about to come back and destroy this. And this is an emulation of the Roman Empire, okay? Everything that they do, it emulates that old dragon, all right? Okay? That's what it does, okay? And he's about to deliver us. But like I said, you got a lot of these Edomites teaching, and you got Salakia, you got a lot of these old TD fakes, Jakes, Jesse Jackass Jackson, Creflo Dollar, all these boule pastors, all these counterfeit pastors who done sold out for filthy lucre, signed them 501c3 charters. They teaching that all nations can be saved also, okay, which is a lie. And we're about to prove that real quick and get ready to close the lesson out. But I just had to show you them plagues. And these are the chariots that he's talking about right there in Revelation 18 and 4, where it says that ye receive none of those plagues, okay? All right, so let's go here real quick. Where do we want to go? Because this is, again, a seek and destroy mission, all right? Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is coming back to redeem his elect from where we've been scattered throughout the lands. And he's coming back to destroy this place, okay? He's coming back to destroy this place, all right? And we have been scattered, okay? Let's go here. Let's get Leviticus 26 and 33. And Leviticus 26 and 33 reads, and I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities a waste. Okay, so that's Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, taking us out of our the land of milk and honey, which is Israel, okay, which is the land that them imposters got now. They're not the people of the Bible because none of the scriptures fit them, okay? That's another lesson in itself. You know, we'll keep it in the here and now right now, but these people are imposters. The Lord is coming back to destroy them, okay, and the tabernacles of Edom. Amulek, they're just the chief tribe, okay? All right, they're the chief tribe, okay? And you have also, okay, Gog, Magog, and they're occupying the footprint of the bear right now, okay? And they're Edomites also. They're the strongest tribe. Then, okay, you got the other tabernacles of Edom. But this place that's about to be destroyed, Babylon, a.k.a. America, the mother of harlots, mistress of witchcraft that rideth upon the beast, and the beast is NATO, okay, the EU. These people are about to get destroyed, but they would have you think that they can be saved also, which is what all these pastors and all these boule people think. But we're about to prove that wrong already, right here, right now. Okay, let's go back to this John, all right? Let's get this John. Let's grab John 3:16. And it says, John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but should have everlasting life. And we just went into world, okay? And again, a particular period of history or governments. 2nd Ezra 6:9 says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it which followeth. Let's get it. So we don't butcher it, all right? Okay, 2nd Ezra 6:9 says, for Esau is the end. We're gonna start up a little bit. It said, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, okay? So Esau, the tabernacles of Edom, this place is about to fall, okay? He's about to come back. It's a seek and destroy mission. He's going to destroy this present day evil world, or should I say temporal, because it's slated for destruction, all right? And he's about to gather up his elect from where he scattered us, all right? And we've been scattered. I just gave you that in that Leviticus. Let's go here real quick to back that up. Deuteronomy 28:64, and we'll keep the lesson moving. And 28:64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And that's where we at this present day. That's why we're in this low state. And this is Deuteronomy 28th chapter. It's going into the blessings and the curses. Okay. From Deuteronomy 1 to 14, 15 talks about the blessings. And from there out, it talks about all the curses that he's going to put on us for the disobedience. And that's why we're in this low state that we're in right now. But he's about to get ready and come back redeem us, because it talks about that in Ezekiel 37th chapter, that valley of the dry bones. Okay, the Lord has raised up a bunch of men, okay? 144,000 men he's raised up, okay? And they're being cleansed. They're being watered through the word. John 15 chapter says you're cleansed through the word of God. So those bones are being watered right now, okay? And in the land of our captivity, we've began to remember who we are. And the Lord is hearing us, okay? So he's about to make himself be known. He's about to come back and redeem us out of this present day evil world, or should I say temporal, because it's slated for destruction, okay? Let's get this in Baruch, okay? Let's grab this. Baruch 2, and I'm going to get right to the point. 30, it says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them a heart." And Hebrew word for heart is lab, which means your mind. "Give them a heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished," okay? "And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I've given them." So we're going to be redeemed, all right? And that's that valley of the dry bones. Ezekiel 37 chapter, we've been watered. We've been cleansed through the word. Talks about that in John 15 chapter. His elect, okay? His elect, all right? Okay? That's who he's coming back to redeem. But let's go here and we'll get ready to shut the lesson down. Let's get this John 3:16. Okay? Like I said, that word world, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish, but should have everlasting life." And that's where these Edomites get twisted. They have twisted the Bible and changed up a lot of things, but that's that prosperity doctrine that teaches that everyone can be saved, and that's not true. He's only coming back to redeem Israel, okay? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible, who make up the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? Let's go here. Let's get Joel. We need Joel 2. And we need Joel 2:27. It says, "And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people should never be ashamed," okay? And he's talking about a certain group of people who he's coming back to redeem. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who make up the 12 tribes of Israel. He's not coming back for any other nation, all right? He's not coming back to say, he's coming back to destroy them, okay? He's coming back to his seek and destroy mission. Coming back to seek out his elect from where he scattered us. I just gave you Deuteronomy 28:64, Leviticus 26:33, where we've been scattered. And he's coming back to redeem us, okay? In the land of our captive, we're starting to remember ourselves, okay? We're starting to praise our God again, Israel, okay? So he's coming back to redeem us because he's raised up battle-hardened men who through perseverance, affliction, trials, and tribulations, we've been hardened in the valley of the dry bones. America, all right? AKA spiritual Egypt. Where do we want to go? Okay, so we got that. Let's go here. Let's get that Matthew. Let's grab Matthew. Matthew, and we need Matthew 1:21. Matthew 1:21, and it says, "And he shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahweh, for he shall save his people from their sins." Now all this was done, okay, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophets, saying, okay? All right? So he's coming back to save his people. He's coming back to redeem his people, all right? He's not looking to save anyone else, okay? Where do we want to go? Let's get here. Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23. Deuteronomy 23, is that 2 or 3? It says, Deuteronomy 23, and I'm going to start at 2. A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to the 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. And Moab and Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to the 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. I'm going to read that again. It says, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to the 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. An Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to the 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. Because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when ye come forth out of Egypt. And because they hired against thee Balaam, the son of Bor, of Pethar, of Mesopotamia, to curse thee, okay? All right, so these people are Ammonite, that's the Japanese, okay? That's the Japanese nation. Those are the sons, okay, that's Lot. The Moabites, that's his daughters, okay? They tricked their daddy. That's another lesson in itself also, okay? But that, and that's why he cursed them with the Down syndrome look, the slanty eyes. But Ammon ain't gonna make it. Moab ain't gonna make it, okay? And we know Esau not gonna make it, okay? It tells you that Esau ain't gonna make it at all. I just gave you 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, okay? So before Jacob's world can come into existence, the kingdom, which is going to be right here on earth, okay? This present day evil world, or should I say temporal, because it's slated for destruction, it has to be destroyed, okay? All right? And that's what he's coming back to do, destroy this place. All right? And we know Ammonites are not going to make it, okay? He's coming back to do that because, again, hey, I just gave you 2nd Ezra 15, 5 through 7, 8. It's no knowledge of his word. It's no fear of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. This is why he's coming back. Let's get this Psalms and keep it moving. Psalms 119 and 126. And it says, it is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law. Therefore, okay, you see, it is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law. Psalms 82 and 5. Psalms 82 and 5. Psalms 82 and 5. Psalms 82 and 5 says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course, okay? And this is why Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, is coming back to destroy this place. And these people think they're going to be, he's only coming back for one group of people, okay? One group of people, okay? Like it said in that Matthew 1 and 21, it's coming back to redeem his people, okay? His people. Let's go here real quick. Let's get Amos. Amos 3 and 1, and it says, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against ye, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for your iniquities, okay? He said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for your iniquities, all right? So he's not dealing with anybody else but Israel, all right? I just gave you, he's definitely not dealing with Esau. He said he is the end of the world, and Jacob's is the beginning of it which follow. All right, let's go here real quick. Let's get Romans. Romans 9 and 13. Romans 9 and 13. And it says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So it's no room for Esau in his kingdom, okay? It's no room for Ammon in his kingdom. It's no room for Moab in his kingdom. The Lord is only coming back to redeem a certain set of people, all right? And that's the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who make up the 12 tribes of Israel, who are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. All right, Israel? Okay. Let's get a couple of more precepts and get ready to close this lesson. Where do I want to go? Let's get Hebrews. Let's get Hebrews, all right? Let's grab Hebrews. We need Hebrews. And we need Hebrews 12 and 16. All right, Hebrews 12 and 16, it says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So not only is he going to be destroyed, not only is he not going to get into the kingdom, he's going to be destroyed. See, all these other heathen nations, after that 1,000-year, they served that servitude out, they're going to get a chance to go back to their own lands and pay tribute to Israel, okay? All right, that's another lesson in itself, but they're not, okay? The kingdom, okay, the Lord is coming back to redeem his elect, all right? Let's go here and we'll get ready to close the lesson. Let's get this Isaiah. Let's grab Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65 and 8. And Isaiah 65 and 8 says, thus saith the Lord, as new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So will I do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all. So, see, his elect, he's not going to destroy. And that's the elect of Israel, okay? He say, I'm going to keep my cluster, but you 2/3 ass jakes, these 2/3 niggas, 2/3 of our own people are going to get destroyed. So you know the heathens are not going to make it, all right? And I just gave you that, letting you know that they're not going to make it. Deuteronomy 23, all right, 2 and 3, they're not going to make it. Salakia, okay, I just gave you that there. Esau's not going to make it. Hebrews 12, 16, 15, 16, Romans 9 and 13. These other nations are not going to make it, okay? And those UFOs, again, they're coming to redeem his elect and destroy this place. That's it and that's all, okay? Titus. Let's grab Titus. Let's get Titus. And we need Titus 2 and 13, okay? We'll start at 12. It says, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we're going to start at 11. Titus 2 and 11, for the grace of God that bringeth salvation have appeared to all men, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world. See, and that's going into that Romans 12 and 1 and 2. I beseech thee, brothers, to make thy body a living sacrifice, okay? Holy. Let's get it. We ain't going to butcher it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Romans 12. I beseech thee, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service, okay? All right, and we're going to go right back in that Titus, and be not conformed to this world. See, this world's about to be destroyed. I just gave you the definition. This world, this kingdom is about to go down. This government, which they call mountains in the Bible, but that stands for the government. This place is going to go. It's done. Stick a fork in it, okay? Stick a fork in it. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Woo! Now let's get that Titus real quick, okay? Go right back in Titus 2:13, okay? We're gonna start again at 11, okay? For the grace of God that bringeth salvation have appeared to all men, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world. See, Romans 12:2, I beseech thee, brothers, to make thy body a living sacrifice. Okay? Hey, be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, okay? Because he's coming back to we don't want no part of this present day evil world. That's why we make our bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. All right, we're going to keep reading a little bit more. It says, looking for that blessed hope and the glorious appearing of the great God and our Savior, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, who gave himself for us that he might redeem us from all iniquity and purify unto himself a peculiar people, zealous of good works. So everybody not riding out this time. He's only coming back to save the elect of Israel, okay? The 1/3 of Israel. That's all he's coming back for. And all these other nations, they not gonna make it, okay? And those UFOs that I just gave you, let's go here. It's a seek and destroy mission, but I'll give you a couple more and we're gonna close it out. Let's get this Psalms 103. Psalms 103. Psalms 103. And we want 7. Psalms 103:7 says, he made known his word unto Moses, his acts unto the children of Israel. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy. Okay? So he's only dealing with one group of people. Let's go one more time and we'll get ready to close it. Psalms 147:19. 147:19, it says, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Okay, so he's only coming back to save Israel, okay? I just gave you the Joel 2:27 at the top of the lesson. I am in the midst of Israel. So he's coming back to redeem his elect from where he scattered us. And those UFOs that I told you about Israel, those UAPs, those are the chariots of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And that's the spiritual arcs this time. Those chariots are going to be our salvation. Those chariots are going to be our deliverance, okay? All right? Let's get this here and we're going to close. Isaiah 66:15. Okay, and it says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire. That's that fire. And with his chariots like a whirlwind to redeem to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Okay? For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay? So this is a seek and destroy mission, all right? He's coming back to redeem his elect from which he scattered us, okay? And destroy this place, all right? Let's see here. No, I think we're going to end it here, okay? I think we're going to end it here. That's pretty much all I have right now. Well, yeah, well, let's go here. We'll go to Wisdom of Solomon. We'll go to Wisdom of Solomon. Let's go here. Wisdom of Solomon 5. And we'll start at 1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such who have afflicted him, and made no account of his labor. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So far, behold, all that they look for. So far beyond all that they look for." Salakia. All right. So when they see this here, it's going to be great fear come upon them, because at the same time he comes back to destroy this place, the elect reach their potential. They get that download, and we get saved. The same time this place get destroyed, we get saved. All right. We'll close with that Revelation. Let's get Revelation. Go back in there and close with that 11 and 11, okay? Revelation 11 and 11. And it says, after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood up. They stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, "Come up hither." And that's that elect I'm telling you about, Israel. That's the 1/3, the elect getting beamed up on those chariots, those so-called UFOs, those so-called UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenons, and unidentified flying objects, which are really the chariots I just gave you in that Isaiah 66 and 15. "For as the whirlwind, his chariots will come to render." But it says right here, let's get this. 11, "And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud," which is the chariots, all right, Israel? "And their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell in the earthquake. And in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to God of heaven." Okay? So at the same time that this place gets destroyed, we get our download, we reach our height, and we'll be delivered, okay? "And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven," okay? All right? So we reach our height at the same time this place gets destroyed, all right? That's pretty much all I have right now. But these UFOs, these UAPs, they're going to be our spiritual, they're going to be our spiritual arcs. They're going to be the chariots that deliver us, bring us to our salvation, all right? And at the same time that we reach our, this place reaches the height of wickedness, we reach our height of purification, all right? And we'll be beamed up, and Lord will we be found worthy to get on those chariots, all right? And it talks about in that 18 and 4 how we'll be looking down through that mingled glass. Let's grab it and close the lesson. That Revelation 18:4. Or is that 15? Let me see. That's 15. Salaki, Israel, okay? 15, and we'll start at 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. So those plagues I was telling you about early in the lesson that we're gonna miss, Lord will, but they're reminiscent to the same plagues that he put on spiritual Egypt, okay? The same plagues that he put on ancient Egypt, Salakia, and they're gonna be put on spiritual Egypt, which is this place, aka Babylon, America, all right? And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over the image, and over the mark, and over the number of the name, stand on the sea of glass, having harps of God. And they sang the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. All right, and that mingled glass is the chariots. We're going to have that aerial view as the Elder Yak talks about, and we're going to be looking down on this destruction, all right? Lord will we be found worthy and be those men, okay? That's pretty much all I have right now. Lord will, the lesson was edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I like to say shalom and a barber bowl.